Are you ready to break free from your financial stress and live a more frugal lifestyle? If you have been searching for a simple way to save more money, then this video is for you. We're going to cover 5 easy tips that you can start today. And number 5 is my personal favorite. Hi, I'm Diane, and I live a debt-free life, and I retired early. I love living a frugal lifestyle. It has helped me change my finances and has transformed my life, and I want that for you too. Tip number 1 is to adopt or embrace a recession trend wardrobe. Now, particularly in the fashion world, it might be most commonly related to a minimalist or capsule wardrobe. Only this is a little bit more comfortable and easy to do, and hopefully will cost you a lot less. It is a very basic wardrobe that is low cost, muted colors that are often considered essential, but lack variety or style. Essentially, the bare minimum needed to get by without much fashion flex. If you have not heard of recession core, I encourage you to look it up. It is most popular with Gen Z and millennials. Personally, I love this trend because it's easy and comfortable. I like that the trend is not flashy. There's not a whole bunch of all over print logos like Gucci or Nike. A person can go almost anywhere in this fashion and fit in amongst a crowd. Okay, we're off to tip number 2, and that is to create an indoor or outdoor garden. Now, if you don't have a garden yet, then my recommendation would be to start with some herbs. And herbs can be grown indoor or outdoor. And spring is coming, so it's a perfect time to start thinking about that. And you can start an indoor garden right on your windowsill. I'd recommend starting with one herb. Learning how to grow a garden can start with something as simple as a rosemary plant. It requires well-drained soil, full light, and an occasional watering. Now, I recommend a rosemary plant because I find it to be a hardy plant and one that you might be most successful with. And once you're comfortable with growing a plant, then I would recommend bringing in more herbs and try different things. And rosemary is perfect for roasting a chicken. Okay, tip number 3 is about dining out. And I have 3 tips for you I would suggest when you're going to a restaurant. The first one is to skip the beverages like tea and coffee and soda and just opt for a glass of water. Now, water is very healthy for you, and sometimes it's a great way to add another glass of water into your diet. But not only that, it's going to save you $3 to $5 on your total bill every time you go out. Now, the second tip is to skip the appetizer. Now, sometimes when you go to a restaurant, they do offer a free appetizer like bread and butter or chips and salsa. So you may not need an appetizer to fill you up. Sometimes when my husband and I are out having dinner, we will skip the appetizer and we can save ourselves that $9 to $12 and just get a larger entree. Now that leads me to tip number 3, and that is to share a meal. When my husband and I go out to dinner, sometimes we will just order one large entree and just get another plate, and we will divide it up and split that meal. Most often, we are pleasantly surprised at how full we are when we leave. And that is because sometimes the portions in America are just supersized and they are just way too much for one person. So to share a meal sometimes is the right way to go. Tip number 4 is to go to the library. Now, I recently got my library card, and my accountant likes it when I scan my documents into a Dropbox so that when she goes to do our taxes, the documents are right there. And I can go to the library and scan all those documents in for her for free. So the library is not only for books, but it's also for streaming services, copying, scanning. There's a whole lot more out there. And recently, I went to a seminar on retirement that was absolutely free, and it was hosted by our local library. Okay, we made it to tip number 5, and tip number 5 is to do it yourself whenever possible. When it comes to your home, your auto, your yard, small appliances, whenever you need help, YouTube is your friend. My husband and I try to do many of the repairs first by ourselves before we call in an expert. We can fix a faulty flapper on a toilet. We can fix the ice machine in our refrigerator. I recently fixed our Roomba vacuum cleaner. Now, some of these fixes may be really simple and some of them might be a little more complex. But by being curious and taking a look at it first by yourself and trying to fix it can save you a lot of money. Sometimes all an appliance may need is a quick fix or a quick tune-up. I invite you to join me on this journey where we live a life of frugal living. Check out my other videos and subscribe for more content. Thanks for coming along. Bye for now.